Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network and another episode of Friends of Best Ball. That's right, every Friday is Friends of Best Ball, and I'm, of course, joined by Pat from the Fantasy Dog Pound. We're going to talk about Best Ball Overlay, do a draft together in just 1 minute. That's right. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Friends of Best Ball. I am so excited to have Pat from Fantasy Dog Pound. We're going to talk through Best Ball Overlay, do a draft together. And I can't wait. Pat, how are you doing tonight?
Good. I'm excited. It's the weekend, Friday night. We're going to be ripping a few drafts afterwards as well. So trying to catch up a little bit with the basically the fill rate of BBM. So excited to be here with you.
Yeah, if you haven't already, I'm sure you are, but if you haven't already, be sure you're following Pat at Fantasy Dog Pound. That's tricky to say. At Fantasy Dog Pound on Twitter. And then, of course, I have his YouTube pinned in the chat. So be sure you're following both. If you're not already, you probably are, because if you're in here, you're probably smart and you're probably following Pat and the Fantasy Dog Pound on YouTube as well. So let me say hi to a few people. Some from Pat's crew. Love Frank. He's in the chat. Let's fucking go. That's right. We got Andrew. That's right. Hit that like button on the way in. Our guy Felix. We'll make sure to draft some Najee for you tonight. And our guy Justin. So let's go. I love it. Love to see all the people in chat getting ready. But yeah, Pat, first, before we jump into a BBM5 together, we are going to talk about your brand new tool. You and your partners have brought a wonderful new best ball to us, the Best Ball Overlay. So give me kind of the, the big picture of it. I know we've talked about it already on the channel, but I want to hear it from you, from the man who created it. And then we'll talk through it a little bit with mine, which is pulled up.
Well, I got to shout out Josh. Josh is the other half owner, and he is the creator of every cool aspect you see. I've had some cool ideas, not gonna lie, I've had some cool ideas, and he's just very quick at integrating them, and he's working on this full time. So it's unbelievable to have like someone full time on a product, from customer support, from just creating new things. Like we have an eliminator update coming out that it'll show you on the screen like all the active like advance rates of everything. So we're just constantly trying to find new edges and in other contests and provide as much information as possible on the screen with the overlay. And then it's more than just an overlay with the other draft tools, but I'm sure we'll get into that later.
Yeah, well, I'm going to pull it over now just to show all the different aspects of it, and then we can maybe look at my exposures real quick. And if you're coming in, be sure like this episode, subscribe to the Fanspeak Network if you're not already. We do 4 to 5 live drafts a week. We've got multiple strategy shows a week, and of course, check out all our articles on fanspeak.com. All our articles are completely free, so that kind of supports what we're talking about in these live drafts and strategy shows. So check those out as well. And of course, we are a proud partner of Best Ball Overlay. So have to say, get that 33% off. Use code Fanspeak. It's $10 off a month, just $20. You're getting this amazing tool. And that's what I want to point out before we go through point by point, Pat, is it's $20 a month. It's less than a BBM5 entry. And you are getting, like, if you are an underdog drafter or an underdog player, basically, this is perfect for you because it's covering you through best ball season. It's covering you through every best ball season, not just football, but every best ball season if you continue month after month. And then it covers the dailies too, right?
Yeah, it will. Little sneak peek into there, but yeah, we're gonna have some stuff for battle royales, and we're going to see as many sports as possible. So if you guys do NBAs or MLB, we're going to be eventually hitting everything. So that's the goal.
Right. And that's what the beauty of it is. It's not just like, oh, I'm using this for the next 2 months. Right. Like, it's like, no. We're going to hammer this and use this to build our best edges and build our best portfolio this summer. But like, it's going to be super useful for all the different sports or in season NFL dailies. So
we had a few pounders on, a few pounders, like 2 or 3 that I extended the battle royale tool to last season. It was ready by week 6. We just didn't want to release in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
So we've
Yeah.
sort of had this in our back pocket, and I used it. I had 3 top 10 finishes in Battle Royale last
Oh,
season,
that's
so
amazing. Yeah.
it's who
Proof
knows
is
if
in
it's
the
a
pudding
tool,
there.
if it's what, but like yeah, it doesn't definitely doesn't hurt.
All right. So give us a quick rundown of what each of these amazing features does, and then I will pull over the portfolio optimizer. We'll obviously see the overlay in our live draft, but I'll pull over the portfolio optimizer so you can take a little peek at my exposures and combos. But
Hell
oh, just
yeah.
a peek.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
There's
Wait till you
so
see
much,
some of
so many
these.
different uses of that tool, and you can just get lost for days just like looking into
Love
your
it.
whole portfolio through your Underdog CSV. A quick download. But best of all overlay, that is going to be the overlay tool after you get behind the paywall using code Fanspeak, all caps. You will get put on this page, quick download to the overlay instructions at the top, all in video form, 1-minute videos on how to download, 2-minute video, how to upload your CSV, very easy. Week 15, 16, 17, whatever you want to see, you can turn off week 15. You could turn off week 15, 16, and 17 and just show QB correlation with their same team partners. And basically that will put parentheses around the QB when you draft one. And then it'll also put it in the player pool for all of their teammates. So you can quickly identify that correlation, as well as, I mean, for weekly winners, like you may not need week 15, 16, 17. So that's why I say you could turn that
Yeah.
off. So certain contests, like, but I still want to see my exposures. So like I'll still use desktop to see my exposures in the weekly winners contest. I think it's important contest by contest to have your exposures set to where basically to match your player takes, and each contest you're going to draft differently as well.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
the overlay is just very customizable. You can see the bring back players in all those games. Those are quickly underlined with they're underlined literally. It's underlined based on color coordination with their QB. So QB1 is gonna be green, QB2 yellow, QB3 red, and it's been really clean. I have to shout out Josh, the coder and partner. He just made everything look so clean and easy to use. It has been awesome.
Major shout out to Josh. You guys are obviously an amazing team, and I am super impressed. And Pat, I've got my red QB3s going too. I had to make that joke.
A lot of QBs.
a lot of QBs over here. A lot of QBs over here.
If you scroll over the matchups, you get the hover feature of the game totals of those playoff games, week 15, 16, 17, which are dynamically updating with DK's point totals. So those that's API with DK. So those will automatically update, as well as you get the little dome game emojis, which I appreciate.
I love it. I love the dome games, and I was like feeling like I was trying to be a weather girl last year, and no, I leaned into the dome games last year, and have kind of been doing that this year as well. Justin in chat says very easy to use, allows you to make much more informed decisions versus your previous drafts and exposure. So it's absolutely true. And then now talk about the rankings, and then we'll get over to the portfolio optimizer too.
Rankings fun. Any underdog contest you can basically download the CSV from and upload it here, and instead of working in Excel with CSVs, which is sort of complex, not for everyone, you can just quickly do the rankings of any contest on here. You can save, you can come back to it, and then you can integrate it. You can download it and just in one click, you can put it back on Underdog. So that's just like a plus tool that my partner uses, as he's also a underdog freak. He's a freak in the sheets with the like he is with NBA dailies. He goes insane. He had like 7 top 10 finishes last year in NBA dailies with I think came in first once. He had a second place, a fourth place. He crushed, and he uses his own rankings, and he used this tool. So we just threw it on here just as an extra.
Absolutely. Well, then, of course, there's a portfolio optimizer. And as you're talking about, I'm actually going to switch the screen over to my actual portfolio. I have 78 completed of the standard drafts done. Obviously, I am doing
post NFL draft.
Yeah, the post NFL, everything. I'm basically doing BBM and then everything 101 down and down, basically, and hammering those great single entry 3 max, 5 max, 10 max, all those good ones. So I have 78 completed. I have a lot of slows going right now. So I'm going to pull mine over, but tell us about the portfolio optimizer.
Yeah, there's just so much you can use it for. Even like at the start of drafts, I want to make sure I'm getting different combinations with my first round players, especially if I don't have a strong take, which I don't know if anyone really has super strong takes on these second round guys. So getting some different combinations on those players, I'll basically add a player in the top left there and say I get the 101. I'll type in Christian McCaffrey, or if Lamb's your guy, type in Lamb, and then it'll bring up your exposures to your highest exposures. If you're at like 66%, whoever, like Mike Evans, like your confidence rate in that range might not be at 66%. So being able to diversify your portfolio on the go using this is really nice.
Yeah.
And then there's other stuff, like it shows you all your draft strategies, modified double anchor RB, and then like a little sub strategy would be elite QB on those teams. We're going to have a way that it will eventually tell you how many. Right now it just lists it. You can open up those teams.
I was going to say, as you can see, I've leaned hard into the anchor or double anchor early in the season. And then my plan is to lean heavily into the zero RB once we know more about these like RB2s. And that's going to be my plan in August, is to lean heavy into zero RB. But I'm hitting the anchor and double anchor really hard. And I really just think there is a world this year that, especially we're getting discounts on guys like Joe Mixon and Josh Jacobs. And I know you like Travis Etienne and Pacheco, so like to get like a Bijan Robinson Pacheco, or I have a Bijan Robinson Mixon, Ramondre. It feels really good. I don't know. I'm leaning heavily into that, but I love being able to see it, and then love being able to see the top draft at each position as well in that particular build as you scroll through. Yeah.
So just consistently updating it. The closing line value is fun. We're continually uploading Underdog's new CSVs on here to get the most current. And so if you click on CLV on any team, the 61, let's say, it'll show you where you drafted each player in that specific draft. It'll show you where their current ADP is today, and then the plus minus on the right. And then at the bottom, it will show you the total. But at the top left, you could also click only show rounds 1 through 12. Because we know, that was just added yesterday.
Very cool. Yeah.
because later, that's more impactful.
Yeah. Yes. Very.
Eventually, we'll create a calculator that weighs CLV early movement versus late round, so we won't have that. But that's probably for next season. That'll take some time.
Gotcha. Okay. Clearly, I just like Aaron Rodgers. So, I mean, that's my defense there. I'm just taking Aaron Rodgers anywhere I want. I do have a lot of these quarterbacks, as you know, it goes with the 3 quarterback strategy, but I do have a lot of these quarterbacks in the middle, and even some of these later guys like Baker Mayfield, Will Levis, like just ranked much higher than their ADP. So sometimes I'm like, screw it, I want my stack. I go. How
about with Josh Allen? Are you doing 3 QBs with Josh Allen?
I'll do with like the Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, and those elite
too late
is too late. Yeah. Yep. Usually. Yeah. Like I'll do like a Will Levis and Geno Smith or something like that. Something.
Open it.
I was gonna say
see a Josh Allen squad. Come on.
Do you want to see some
be by the brand? Be by the brand.
What do you think of these exposures? Any strong reactions to my top 10 here, Pat?
No, not really. Sanders, the last round guy. I'm not I'm not overly surprised to see anyone. You see Ridley as a 23%er. Looks like you have a good amount of over 20% right now, but it's still early. I like Ridley. Ridley's like right in that tier of like Jaden Reed, who I don't think anyone really thinks belongs there, but people just keep clicking him. So,
and I was just going to say, this speaks to how high I am on the Titans this year as an undervalued offense. I have Ridley at 23, Levis at 21. I almost said Derrick Henry, former Titan, but I'm very high on him too.
Yeah, that one's probably the most surprising because of his ADP so early.
Right. Yeah. I did say I wrote a whole article that I was going to be much more careful about that. And then I've got like Ridley, Cup's down a little bit here, Henry. And I'm like, oh, especially Henry, because he's, third round. It's like, I can't help myself because I just don't think he should be going where he's going.
Yeah. So now type in Levis at the top under search.
Right here or up here?
Top add player. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Type in Levis
and do the combos.
Yep.
Okay, let's look.
50% Chig.
So half my Levis teams are with Chig, and then I got 41% Hopkins. So I'm surprised I don't have. I guess I have Ridley on a lot of non-Levis teams too, obviously,
which is fine.
Yeah.
Nice. You could tell you're correlating with your QB, which is nice. And what's funny is one of the pounders, they found a Geno Smith. They were looking through Geno Smith. They were looking through their QB combinations, which is smart. And they found out they had, through 128 BBMs, 0 Amon-Ra Goff teams.
Really?
0 Amon-Ra Goff teams.
Yeah, and that's something you want to just like. This is what was my biggest issue last year, honestly. The exposures, the managing the exposures, pushing it in August, and and we're coming into the time of year where we really want to then start pushing things up or down or the combos, and it was the combinations, and this is why I love this part of it. I mean, I love all of this whole team section, but being able to look at these combinations, I've been pulling it up separately and constantly been, especially for like the anchor, the first or second pick or the stacks. I want to know that I'm like getting my favorite guys with those stacks or with those players that are, if I'm going to be so bullish on them, I want to make sure I'm combining them, with the right people and not being overboard, of course, on any, like what did I have? I think it's, let me pull it up for you really quick. I believe it's Dak, CeeDee Lamb. So that's what I love. You can like type in the stack. Sorry, not DAG, Dak, and then CeeDee Lamb. And I believe I have like 40% Kyron. And I was like, whoa, that's something that needs, 42% Kyron with my Dak Lamb stack. So I'm like, well, that's not happening anymore because I do love Kyron Williams. I think he's underpriced as well. One of those anchor RBs that I think is getting a little undervalued. And so, but I don't want him 40% in my DAC teams when it's all said and done, right? So this was a perfect tool. I honestly, but I would have never known that. Like never would you ever.
Right. You would just keep drafting. You would just keep drafting and not knowing because people think they have good handle on their exposures and you might, but for this where you can put it through certain contests, you could put it to everything. So this is set to everything. You could set it to just BBMs if you scroll up. And like that's important to me because I'm gonna be doing 150. It's a big investment. I want to see my portfolio for just BBMs and see how that looks. So also with like high stakes, if I add those in, so there's a multitude of uses for this for sure.
Right. Yeah. No, I like how it's broken out. I mean, I just ended up doing one Dalmatian, but I believe
you have to add Dak and Lamb after you change the tournament.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. So, but yeah, I love that you can search it by the tournament too, and kind of what you did in that tournament. Cause I do think I lean heavier into certain strategies or certain players in different tournaments, and that's good, but you just want to be mindful of it. Like the Poodle was a 20 max. So yeah, I did max the Poodle 20 max, but I think I did get heavy handed on certain players. And that's okay at the end of the day. But I think as these 10, 20 max keep going, I want to just kind of keep an eye on it through this tool, basically.
And it's a good way to get a little diversified in your portfolio. I'm not saying strictly go off correlation, like absolutely not. Like I'm a big player takes guy. I'm a big player takes guy. I will have my player takes. Like Kamara is someone that I'm going to be very low on, but if he falls 8 picks and I see he's correlated, maybe it's a week 16 game with my QB as a bring back. Like I'm going to mix him in. I'm going to mix him in these certain spots where I think it makes sense given, I still am fading him, but on a fall and it's correlated and I can see it. I think that's where I don't mind getting a little diversification in there.
Yeah, we got some. I know this is some of your crew. Hashtag get your guys. GM. We got the Pounders, the spoons out. So I mean, the Pounders crew is here. So welcome, Pounders. Thank you very much for joining us. I love obviously watching Pat and the Fantasy Dog Pound. So I get in some of your chats. So thank you for joining us in our chat today. I really appreciate it. Be sure to like this episode. Subscribe to the Fanspeak Network. We'll be doing Friends of Best Ball every Friday, but we have at least four live drafts every week. So, Pat, if you're ready, I think it's time to draft a BBM together here. Anybody that wants to get in with us, I am going to bring that over now. And then
gotta stretch before this. I didn't stretch.
No, I'm excited. Let's see.
It might be slower fill just due to the puppies being released.
Sometimes that I noticed that yesterday the other day when they dropped 3 tournaments on us. And so anyways, if anyone wants to join us, I'll do a 3, 2, 1 and enter. And of course, I literally tested it before.
Here comes the plus 11. Here comes the plus 11. Frank, you already know Frank's in there.
Frank, I'm so sorry. I'm doing it again. 3, 2,
Leave the
1.
lobby.
Hopefully it's working this time. We're waiting for
All
5.
right. All right.
We're waiting for 4. I'm so sorry about that. I literally, Pat, I tested it minutes before we got on. And then,
Of course.
but it happens every time, right?
You want to know what you can start doing is just joining from your phone and then opening it up under active.
Yeah.
On the PC.
I need to start doing that. Yeah. I always
started doing it because gets annoying.
I need to start doing that. Andrew says he's sitting down with some buddies next week and doing a draft with them, showing them the benefits. I love that, Andrew. Yeah.
Let's go.
The more people,
we got people going door to door.
Hopefully you can still get in with us. Let me bring this over. Okay, so let's take a look at who is in with us. You'll know names probably better than I, but we did get Frank in the 12 spot. We are at the 9 spot. I
know Deludo uses the tool in the 5 spot.
I don't know. I've seen Alex P. Keaton at 2 before. Then we've got Noel Fan at 4. You said at the 5
Deludo's got the overlay tool, yeah.
Okay, Deludo's got the overlay. Okay, we're all working with the overlay here. I like it. And then we're at 9. And then Justin's in with us. Justin, part of the Fanspeak team. About Andrew and Justin were on last night. Oh, I heard he gave you a hard time for not knowing the Seinfeld set, Pat.
Yeah. I told him it was like from an episode of Friends. He got mad. He definitely got mad. It's all right.
He did not. Hey, I mean, I do the Friends theme here. Obviously, this girl loves her Friends, so I love Friends. But I actually, Seinfeld's probably number 2 for me. I'm a child of the '90s, or actually '80s, '90s. So, but anyways, love my Friends, love my Seinfeld, and yeah, I thought that comment that was hysterical. So draft is starting. Of course, we got Christian McCaffrey is going number 1. Let me see if I can make this a little bigger.
Do you have your exposure set just to BBM or all contests post NFL draft?
All contests post NFL draft. So let's just take a peek at that now. So of my top guys, you can see I'm Tyreek Hill 8%, Jamar Chase 4, Jefferson 9, Amon-Ra 8, Bijan 13. Big stand on Bijan. I'd love Bijan in the first round. Brees Hall 8. AJ Brown 6, Puka 4, Garrett Wilson 18. That's a big stand. And then Gibbs 6 of the kind of first round guys. So who's your biggest stand in the first round, like as far as exposure so far?
Yeah, I like Bijan. It's not overly high. I like Garrett Wilson. I think I'm drafting Garrett Wilson over Puka, so I am getting a little more Garrett Wilson.
Same.
I want to be relatively even on Hill, on Chase, on Jefferson.
So we are up. What do you want to do here? You know,
this is AJ Brown to me.
Yeah, that's what I figured. And as 6%, I want some more AJ Brown. So
he's just proven he can. Single game ceiling is extremely high.
Yeah.
Philly, you might see a lot more. I think you have the chance to see them increase the amount of throw attempts they're going to do this year, and it's really just the AJ Brown Devonta Smith show. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. And
really
with Kellen Moore as the OC this year, I think it wasn't the right OC fit last year. I think
Hurt was terrible.
Hurt at the end of the year. So, I think it was a combination of things there. But yeah, no, I'm definitely. It's hard to say as a Washington fan, but definitely high on the Philly offense this year. So
if you look at the splits between like what they did in the first half of games versus what they did in the second half, it's like they didn't have to throw the ball, so it was kind of annoying, but they lost to teams because they slowed down. They lost a couple games because they slowed down.
Definitely. I like the combo Frank got there. I love mixing up, he got Drake London. Okay, we were back on the clock. I was so focused on that. According to ADP, this is not my favorite. I kind of scroll down here usually, but I'll let you choose, Pat. Of course, with ADP.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of Marv, but at 16 seems like a decent spot to go Marv.
Okay, you want to go Marv? That sounds good. I need some more. Cardinals in general. So definitely want to get some more Kyler if possible, but
it's been affecting my Kyler ownership as well because I'm not taking Marv at ADP, but it's 16. That seems like a pretty good spot.
Right. I know I've seen MKE on Twitter. It's good to see you in here. How many drafts? I have 78 completed right now. So my goal is actually to do 100 BBM, 100 of like all the other kind of amazing advance rate short contests, and then 100 of like the other like weekly winners. So I'm doing 300 is my goal on Underdog, but in different than probably most people do, not just BBM or just, I kind of mix it up in a different way because I really want to have as many of those good advance rate tournaments, like anything from the Dalmatian to the Pitbull to, all those.
I just happy medium
hug, and there's been so many of them. I just love them, and I actually might go over 100 because I think that was my biggest issue last year. Is I only had like the really lotto advance rates, and I want to have a little better shot at that week 17. Not that you get week 17 in the BBM, but I just want a little better shot at week 17. So.
The Dalmatians are such a clean advance rate.
Oh my God, I love the Dalmatian. Yeah, I wish I forget why I did one. I know they usually do like a $75 that is usually in August. Last year that was the Pitbull. So it'll be interesting if they do another $75 rename it, or if it's a Pitbull big something, I don't know. Because this year the Pitbull was 20 last year, and actually Friends of Busball next week is the winner of the Pitbull. Jim Waller. He actually happens to live here in Baltimore. I haven't met him yet in person, but he lives here in Baltimore. And I know he's on Neil Orfield's channel a lot, and he is coming on next week. Winner of Pitt last year's $75 entry Pitbull.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Last year was the year to win the Pitbull. That's for sure. 75 versus 20.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll drop another 75 this year, like a 75 contest and just name something different, or
maybe a chow, like the chow.
Yeah. They did the chow for
chows.
50.
And we had one of our followers take that down. Shout out to Bonner, Brian
nice.
Bonner.
Nice.
He took down the chow. That was like 50 G's.
Oh, that's awesome. And we're up, and then I had one question, then I want to check in with the chat. So at the top of the board, we have, of course,
I love the zero Zay flowers.
I don't like Zay flowers. I don't like Zay flowers. So we've got
Dell here all day.
Okay, that works for me. I need more Tank Dells, so that works perfectly for me.
So I think Zay flowers and Pittman both don't belong in this range. What's
I've actually been moving down. Yeah, I don't have my rankings plugged in right now, but I have been moving Pittman down my rankings. Zay Flowers, I've written about it, and I've been strong on this stance. He got 5 of his 6 or 4 of his 5 touchdowns, whatever it was. Most of his touchdowns were when Mark Andrews was out. You think about the anytime touchdown market, which is something I love, by the way. You'll notice that if you follow me in season, I'm obsessed with the anytime touchdown market. And on his own team, right? Like the anytime touchdown market, it's going to be Derrick Henry, Mark Andrews, Lamar himself. And he's the 4th most likely probably to score a touchdown. And we're touchdown hunting here on Underdog. So Zay Flowers you might be a full fade for me. So just not into that, but we're coming back around, and we came up quick. Of course, the top now we're looking at the Kelsey. We could get Hurts here. It obviously makes sense since we have AJ Brown, but I'm open.
100%. Yeah, okay. let's bring in Hurts. And something I would be doing like while I'm doing this is seeing actually what percent of my AJ Brown team do I have Hurts. Is it 90%? Well, then maybe we get a little different. Maybe we
pull
go
the board over
and then here or something. So that's one of the advantages of having the tool as well.
Yeah, I'm going to look at that now while we're doing that. And so of my AJ Brown, I have Jalen Hurts on 60% of the 5. I have 5 AJ Brown. Yeah, so I don't have them on all by any. I only have 5 out of my 78. And then 60% of those 5 are Jalen Hurts.
So 3 out of 5.
So 3, yeah.
I would say I would probably want it correlated about, a good 75-80% of the time. I mean, you think of an AJ Brown spike week, Jalen Hurts is going to be
probably going off.
Jalen Hurts is going to be up there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Let me check in with some of the folks in the chat. Well, I think Justin and Andrew are chatting about their Bruni is hating Tank, makes fun of Andrew with Tank Dell. Andrew asked my exposure on Kincaid. Let me check. Is he still on the board here? I am at 8% Kincaid. So I'm right with the field with Kincaid, but I want to get more. He's one in that area that I want to get more of.
Come the end of the season, who would you rather for the last 3 weeks, Stephon Diggs or Tank Dell?
Tank Dell. Yeah. Yeah. So I
That's
don't
why
have.
Tank Dell's gonna. That's why Tank Dell's gonna pass Diggs.
Yeah.
In ADP.
Yeah. I agree. I think exactly. And that's why now's the time to draft Tank Dell, because you're right. MKE says love Hurts and Allen when you're on that right side. It's a way to catch the advantage of being on that. That's a great point. That's a great point. So good to see a lot of these people. Be sure to hit that like button, as Justin points out. Andrew says I got to get that Kincaid number up. Not wrong there. I do need to get that Kincaid. What's your Kincaid exposure, Pat?
That's not crazy. I'm at 9%.
Okay, so you're around there, right?
I'm above field. I'm cool. I'm in the cool kids club.
Okay, yeah.
I can stay. I don't get randomly booted. Yeah, Pat lost connectivity to his computer. Boot him out of the room.
Okay, we did. I'm looking at trying to catch up on the chat now, and I see here scrolling back that we have best ball a moderate in the 1 spot. So we definitely filled this up. And as you said, in the 5 spot, we have Ludo. So yeah, this is Andrew tried, but didn't work to get in this room. So yeah, fun to have a fun room of the Pounder crew joining us, and we appreciate it. So, so we started obviously, wide receiver heavy, and then Jalen Hurts. This is a range I think some running backs can potentially fall to us. So who do you like in this area here? Though, yeah, no, we didn't get the fallers, but we sometimes get Jacobs and that kind of stuff. So we have.
I'm open to Kyle Pitts or receiver here.
Just do some queuing here, and then receiver is ADP Hollywood Brown, Godwin, Worthy.
If you like Brown after ADP, you can go Brown, but I have 2%. I just think his ADP is ridiculous.
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing Kyle Pitts and opening up to a Cousins stack with Hurts since he goes so late. So I kind of like that. And
I can't wrap my head around Hollywood Brown at 51. He goes within 2 picks of Patrick Mahomes. it's just
crazy. Yeah.
I don't see how does he pass? Does he pass Mahomes? What are we doing? Does he pass Mahomes?
I know, it's wild, right?
I'm gonna have probably under 2% Hollywood come the end of this season. A little scary.
Just because of the price is so high. Because I do like Hollywood on that team. I mean, I like.
Yeah, he's just fancy MVS.
Fancy MVS.
I can't get there on the price, especially come end of the season when you think Rice is going to be there, right? We think Worthy's going to earn a role. Hollywood, he'll probably be in 2 wide receiver sets, but I mean that didn't really work out too well for it didn't really work out for any KC wide receiver besides Rice last year. Right.
Okay, we are on the clock again in just as one pick at 64. It's back to a lot of the receivers at the top of the board. Any that you like there, going like a 0 RB, or are there any running backs that have fallen that you like?
I'm not reaching up for any of those guys. No. I think we just go receiver here.
Okay, who are your favorites?
I would probably, in this spot, I would probably click Rome. There's a chance we see D-Hop flip Rome, but...
Yeah, I need more Rome, so that's totally fine with me. I do need to balance out my Ridley D-Hop exposure, because I'm not low on Hopkins. I think I can check that on our awesome tool. Let me bring the board back over and see. My Hopkins exposure is, I think it wasn't that far under. By 13 of 78. So yeah, I have a decent Hopkins exposure actually too, but I only have 21%. This is interesting of the, oh no, I'm sorry. I did the combinations now. Half my Hopkins team have Will Levis. So that's nice.
That's good. Levis's ADP seems, it seems nice. Like I can't really stop clicking the Levis click.
I was gonna say
they add in Boyd, they add in pass catching running back in Pollard. They have Spears. Just see, like, the environment is right for him. It's just, is he gonna play decent ball?
Yeah. Yep. No, there's so many things set up for him to succeed. The new coach, I mean, even his dad, the offensive line, it's like the best offensive line coach ever. They draft an offensive lineman. They bring in all these, free agents. It's just, he is just so set up to succeed. They should hopefully be much pass, a much pass heavier offense. And I'm just hoping they utilize Ridley much better than Jacksonville did. So I'm just so bullish on, Titans being that undervalued offense. And hopefully if they do well, it'll be nice.
And a good way to leverage those, you have a lot of high exposures to Tennessee and a team that you don't grab Ridley or Hopkins. Maybe this is the Tony Pollard or Spears team.
Yeah. No, great point. Because I have some, I think I'm about with the field with them. We'll see that in a minute here. And I do like this range of running backs, of course. So yeah, we are coming around the corner at the one spot. Who is in chat went JSN, Alex P. Keaton went Brian Thomas, no fan went Najee. Good pick. Felix would be happy. I like it. DeLuto's up now, and then we'll be up in 3. He goes Kenneth Walker. So yeah, a little getting some running back.
77 on K-Walk's nice.
Who do you like here running back wise? You said not Kamara. I know that. This is obviously just sorted by ADP.
I'm Stevenson. I'm Brooks here, but Brooks's RB1's a little tougher. Brooks goes off.
So I queued Stevenson. That's a couple of my favorites that I like Najee, Walker. I like, getting that as that first one. What's your take on Connor? I'd actually like to get a little more.
I think you have to be above 8% Connor at this ADP.
Yeah.
He's going to get injured at some point and miss 3 or 4 games, but.
So who would you go here, Ramondre or Connor?
I might even go Curtis Samuel here.
Okay.
I'd go Curtis Samuel here, just knowing RB's going to come back around. Okay,
let me grab that. I need some more Curtis Samuel. I've been taking a little more Shakir later. Where is he at? That's what's so nice. I have about 10% Shakir. So I've been taking him a little bit later as far as the Buffalo room. Justin's on the clock now, and then it'll be back-to-back Frank. And then, like you said, we'll be coming back around here.
So we actually sniped Bruin, and I don't know, maybe he'll go Keon Coleman here, but
because he had Allen.
I think that their ADP should probably be swapped, in my opinion.
Gotcha. Yeah, Justin, sorry if we sniped you. But he takes Jake Ferguson.
He could have taken Keon unless he's not high on Keon.
Yeah.
I like Jake Fergie's ADP here, but we already have Pitts, so I think we should probably lean into that. Stop at 2. There's some interesting ways we can go with this team, but we have to go RB with this next click. There's just a few guys that are going to come back to us.
1051. James Conner is still available with 2. If he goes, who else do you like as like the first running back here?
We'll release the goods after your friends make the picks.
Yeah, there you go.
Our friends make their picks.
Our friends. That's
the
Felix says Noel has the draft of the night. Noel fan taking his guy Najee. I love it.
So who's Super Monkey is, you said Andrew's tag?
No, that's not Andrew's tag.
Andrew's tag is TD King, right?
He's TD King. Yep.
Yeah.
So he wasn't able to get in this draft. So he's not in this draft, but Justin is.
Okay.
Super
Monkey, we don't know.
No, I don't think we know Super Monkey.
Okay. Yeah, James Conner.
Connor, that's a good anchor. I like that. Okay, so we have 1151 up in 16. Put the board back up.
Crazy, you could have a 0 RB build with James Conner as your starting RB.
I know, that is wild. In the 8th round, yeah. So how do you see when you start? So we started essentially 5 running backs in the first 7 here, give or take. Yeah, 5 running in the first 7. Yeah, 5 through 7. How do you see this build going?
Already, it's probably going to be a 2-6-8-2.
2-6-8-2. Okay, I like it. I like how you know it exactly.
Yeah.
Like it. That's what I was assuming you were going to say. But yeah.
You like the 3, so this could be a 3. This could be a 3. We probably still need 6 RBs.
Definitely need 6. Yeah,
it 3, 6.
I think you
7,
could do 3.
2.
I do think you could do 3 because we hammered receiver and got. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. But It doesn't have to. Just because you're drafted with me, I'm not gonna bully you, Pat. I'm not gonna bully you.
Andrew says 2682 is my favorite preferred build. Yeah, that's
he definitely.
There's a reason why it has the highest advance rates, and I mean it's most commonly built as well. I wonder if there's a study when they take all the teams and they bring it down to the averages to see. I know someone's done it. It's probably ETR.
ETR, yeah.
It's probably 2682 is probably still the best.
Mike Leone from ETR has done, and Tom Strachan of Fantasy Sanctuary. Those two have done a lot of research on the advance rate for the different structures and different just positional builds and that kind of stuff. So Leone did some updates. He did that Best Ball Manifesto last year, and I know he did some updates to it this year. I will say he said there was some, obviously 3 quarterbacks was very successful last year based on like the meta of what happened last year. And, I mean, Hurts and Allen were healthy all year, but it just worked out that a lot of those late guys hit, so.
Bernie said a 3.6631.
Yeah, it was.
But but I don't know if we can credit the build because it had Alexander Madison on it. So I think the team should have just been thrown out personally. As a hard Madison fader last year.
Well, that was
I was kind of sad to see Madison on the winning team.
He had a Green Bay, Minnesota, but the Minnesota.
His 4 last clicks were like insane. Tony Pollard would have been big here. I like B-Rob here.
I was just gonna ask if you like B-Rob.
B-Rob, like we get to save the day with 2 starting RBs still.
Yep.
Like it's
the
landscape's insane. I think we crushed the value pockets of this draft so far.
Yeah. 1, 2, 5, 1. We're definitely getting some exposure to guys that I'm a little light on, 4, 6, 3%. These guys are ones that I need to push up a little more, and that's good. That's good. But that's the beauty of this tool. I mean, you're seeing the numbers here, and that's the beauty of the tool. So no, I love it. Okay, so we're up in 2. There is Taji. We talked about that being a potential like leverage point on my particular portfolio, but we don't have to do it just for that. Obviously this is the running back area. Anything else? I do love Brandon Cooks. If you wanted to go receiver, or if you wanted another tight end. Right. So,
I don't think we go Goddard here, even though it's correlated.
And that's
he just probably takes away the touchdowns from AJ Brown
in a single game slate. For those AJ Brown smash
in a single game slate. Right. I think Spears is okay. I think Singletary has a chance to flip him.
So do you like Singletary better?
I do Singletary before Spears.
Okay. I put Singletary up, and I do too, obviously, at 10 and 4%. And that's, again, what is so cool about the overlay is seeing it live. Because, again, sometimes you think, we were actually talking, my dad's going to be downloading this soon, and he was talking about it. And he was talking about how, I think I have so much of this guy. And I was like, well, you'll be surprised. Like you'll get in there and you'll think because you've queued him up a lot, or it doesn't always fall to you as much as you think. And so you don't have as much exposure to certain guys. So, and that's what the beauty of the tool is. You'll be like, I think it was the draft I did was my brother the other day. I was like, wait a second, I only have like 9% Mike Evans. I thought I had like 15% Mike Evans, but and I do check my exposures, like even just on Underdog, but just being cognizant of that while you're drafting is awesome. So
yeah, it's a big help. It's a big help. And I'm very much so like on top of my exposures. And once I downloaded it and put the exposures in, I'm like, I have 0 Blake Corum and I'm fading Kyron. Like I'm in on Corum because I'm doing a little light fade on Kyron until I find out his bottom price. And so I wasn't leveraging the take there, but it was only for BBM. So for BBM, I had 0 shares through like 49 drafts, and in season long from post NFL draft, 230 drafts, now 280. It was like 9%. So it was only in the BBM contest that I didn't have that exposure, and I saw it live, and I'm like, wait a sec.
Yeah.
And now it's up to 8%. So
okay, I like
portfolio saved.
This is all
Portfolio
about
saved.
portfolio management. And again, last August, I was trying to manually do those numbers and think that through and try to think about my combinations, but I just did not do a good enough job with that. So that's why I'm so excited about this. Say hi to Bones in chat. He says hello. Says hello to the Seinfeld boys. Friends sucks. Oh man. No, I love both Friends and Seinfeld, but and then Justin does not like. He said Friends ripped off Seinfeld too many times. He's not happy about that.
That's wild.
But okay. So anything you're seeing in this room that seems crazy to you? Anything that stands out to you in this room, Pat?
Not just yet. There's a couple of people slamming QBs there in the 3
Yeah.
and 4. Do they have 3 QBs
Yeah.
or just 2?
Yeah, these QBs here are awesome, and I know our guy Justin got Dak with the Fergie Ferg. I like how you call him Fergie Ferg.
Yeah, every time.
Every time. I like it.
Guaranteed.
I like it. I love it. Okay, so we're back up in 1, and got the 1-3-5-1, which is the way I love to start. So kind of leaves our options open. What do you see and like?
If you scroll down, I don't know what do we got in this range. Who's left?
So these are the running backs.
Yeah.
And then
I'd probably bring. I'll leave this click up to you, but I'd probably go receiver.
Oh, shit. I usually click Mike Williams, but that's probably too much. I probably need some more Josh Downs, which is kind of random. But he's a guy I like, and as you see, I only have 1%.
Yeah. And you have what, 14% Pittman, so maybe sort of leveraging some of those Pittman teams.
Exactly. I don't think there was correlation there necessarily or even any minis to my knowledge, but it was just an exposure thing that so yeah, now we have
we are getting your wide receiver room very different today.
Yes, exactly, which is good.
We're creating a whole new team.
This is what's fun to co-stream and stuff like that.
Remember,
I love it.
This is for 1.5 million. People forget.
Exactly. I'm just going to keep an eye on our guy Kirk if we wanted to do that with Pitts. At 136 up in 2, top of the running back board, we have Elliott, Sharp, Dowell.
I'm Charbonnet here.
Okay.
Over Kirk. Kirk falls.
Oh, yeah, I just was watching
Kirk
that.
Falls.
Yeah. Do Sharps here. Okay.
Yeah, there's a chance that you get a big rise out of Sharps. We really don't know how the coaching staff is going to utilize both of these RBs.
Right.
So it is a little more ambiguous than I think people think the RB room is, but I still like that. That's the thing. Like, Kenneth Walker's a mean runner. So
yeah,
yards after contact type guy. I like him as a player, but the more and more I hear on Charbonnet and the coaching staff, and then some of the splits, you could see some 60-40 type split.
Right.
And at that point, just give me Charbonnet over Kenneth Walker.
Right. MKE in chat says thoughts on Tyrone Tracy, because I'm not doing any zero RB, much zero RB yet. I have not gone there yet. Your thoughts?
I have 30% Singletary, so I just
I'm
just gonna draft Singletary. I have zero Tyrone Tracy.
I have zero Tracy as well. So
I'm okay if I have to pay an extra round and a half, 2 rounds on him, with the certainty that he is the number 2 back there.
Exactly. I'm waiting for August for guys like him. For situations like that, I need that a little more.
Have the Giants signed anyone recently? I'm gonna look it up because
I
mean they freed up money with Waller. They freed up a ton of money with Waller.
Yeah, no, I don't
retiring.
So. At the back running backs. No, I don't think so. Not to my knowledge. So let's see here.
So I mean, could they make a trade for someone? It's just Tyrone Tracy's super not proven. So
and late draft capital. I mean, obviously that hits sometimes, but I just I have not touched it yet. I definitely need a little more certainty there.
There we go
on that.
Giants signings.
So we are coming around the 12-13 turn here. At the 1 spot, he did Mooney Douglas. Alice P. Keaton gets Jermaine Burton. No Fan gets Jaleel McLaughlin. I know Spread in our team is a big Jaleel McLaughlin guy. I think Andrew and Justin like him too. Okay, so we're up again here in 1. And Kirk fell to us. Do you want to grab it?
Who else is here for wide
Yeah,
receivers in this range?
Sure. So receivers, you got the Quentin Johnson. Not my favorite range here, though. I'm a big Roman Wilson, as you can see by the 25%.
Yeah, let's bring in Kirk. We also have the week 16 stack in Singletary too in that game.
Yep. So that's the beauty here, in seeing the underlined bring back in week 16. And as we know, week 16 is especially very important in BBM and getting to that final. So absolutely.
And the Brian Robinson Jr. week 17 as well for Kirk. So.
Exactly. We already just had that plugged in with our backs.
B-Rob's double correlated with our QBs. That's really nice.
That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah. No, yeah. Double correlation with, that's very cool. I love the underline feature. I just love this. This is helping me make such better decisions, Pat. Is this a place where you'd look for a second tight end? Like I love a Hunter Henry, Noah Fant. I mean, it's a little early for Fant, but
no, he's rising. Okay. He's going at like freaking 144 in some of these drafts.
Okay, so you got the Thielen, Wanda Robinson, Bateman, and then the Ray Davis, Gibson, Bucky Irving.
Yeah, no RB. We're probably not going RB in this range. It's between tight end or receiver. It's between who's out there receiver? Yeah, it's tight end. It's tight end. It's tight end for sure.
You like Henry?
Yeah, let's go Henry or Fant.
Oh, we got Henry. Okay. Well, I have 20% Henry, and
I have over 30% Henry. So
yes. Okay. Good.
It's not because I'm a Pats fan. Okay?
I don't know how. Okay. I was gonna say I don't know how you're gonna feel about my 20%.
It's the certainty. It's literally you're getting the certainty of the tight end 1 on the team this late in the draft, and Fant. That's the only reason he's rising. Because you're getting certainty that he is the tight end 1 they paid him. He's going to be on the field. So that certainty is worth a lot in drafts because then you can lean into, if we went 3 tight ends and it was Hunter Henry, Fant, and then Juwan Johnson, that's a room right there. And that's leaning into some uncertainty with Juwan and his injury.
Right.
So, but you can replace Juwan with Jonnu Smith. It's like, okay, I now have 3 late tight ends. I know we're going to be on the field for a shit ton of snaps. Like that's good enough for best ball.
No, when I'm doing the late round tight end, you just named like basic. I'm trying to get more but you just named all my late round tight end targets.
16% Jonnu.
I need to get my Jonnu
in the big board.
That's
awesome. From after he signed at Miami. I just took him in every draft basically when I finished off my big board entries.
That's awesome to have that much from pre-draft. Yeah.
Especially because Field is under 8% because he wasn't drafted until like 40% contest fill rate.
Right. I heard, I actually was watching something on Underdog Network talking up Tracy today too. Yeah. So, and that was the first time I was like, but I literally, as I was listening to it, I was like, yeah, that's just, I hear you, but I'm just going to wait on that one. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think there's any real negative to waiting, but he could just be a 0.
That's the running back. 2 years ago, I especially got burned by that, where I was taking these running backs as my 5th, 6th running back, and I was just taking total zeros, basically. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to be a little more cautious about that. Little run on quarterbacks there at the turn with Rodgers, Bryce Young, and Drake May at the turn. So a little run on quarterbacks actually in that round too. Mm-hmm. So anyways, we'll be back up at 177. So coming up here in a couple picks, we've got a 2, 4, 6, 2. So very balanced going. I won't push you into 3 unless you see some value that you like. So you're kind of looking running back here, most likely, Pat, or where are you thinking?
Yeah. RB.
Okay, so we
RB's fine. Who's there for receivers? Because receivers going to fall off quick.
Yeah. So we got Bateman, Mims. I mean, I like a lot of these guys at the top. Bateman, Mims.
I'd go McMillan.
I need some of him. I don't have much of him. Does that work for you?
Yeah, he's not going to come back around.
Okay. There we go. So 2, 4, 7, 2 up in 6. There's a couple. Wait, did he go already? I was looking for, and I just blanked on the name. Tolbert. Did he go already? No, there. Yeah.
No.
He
Oh
goes
my
later.
God.
Okay. I take my.
So do we not have a bring back yet in Dallas?
I didn't think so. No, I
Okay.
don't
Yeah,
believe.
that would be a.
So that's why I was queuing him up to just kind of keep him in mind.
What are our other QB options? We don't have anyone available. Baker's there. If you wanted to stack
Right.
McMillions, that's really our only QB stack with a receiver that's a veil that I think
Yeah.
is worth it.
Right. Right. Yeah. The others are all
Like you can also go, you can like go with Daniel Jones.
yeah, because
but
even Drake May's gone. Yeah. If you so yeah. So up at 84 though, or excuse me, 184, obviously. Are you looking running back here top of the board?
I'm RB here.
Yeah. So
that's
Dobbins,
why I find it
Herbert,
hard to go 3 QBs, especially here. But
okay, so what do you think? Dobbins, Herbert, at Braylon Allen, and
Rashawn
then
Johnson.
I know you and
Every
Andrew
time.
definitely have lockstep
Every
on that
time.
one. I like it. I have 6%,
Every
so I need to get a little more Roshan.
every time.
Okay, I got it all queued, ready to go here.
Nice. Add
Justin,
it
of
to
course, goes
add a
Bateman.
0.5% to my share.
There you go. Add a 0.5%. I like it. I like it. And Franco's our guy Janu, who we were just talking about. Bruni goes Bateman. Otten goes next, and we'll get Roshan. So 2572 here. Let me pull up the board now with 2 picks left to go, coming around 1617 here. So yeah, it'll be fun with all these people in chat to check out the teams. Oh yeah, I know Tyler loves McMillions. So hey, we got that for you, Tyler. I like it. Thank you for joining us in chat. Good to see you. MKE. I know we've talked about Jatavion Sanders on Twitter. Always have Jatavion Sanders. I love it. Let's go.
Megan, the bottom right corner of your screen, do you see an edit button? It looks like a pencil.
Yeah.
Click it. Now drag the draft screen and make it bigger. Does it allow you?
No, it's not allowing me. I was actually going to ask you about this.
We'll play with it. We'll play with it.
Thank
later.
you.
You can look it up on YouTube as well.
You
can make the screen bigger.
Okay, I was just talking about this with Andrew and Justin. It was driving me crazy that I've been trying to make it bigger and I haven't been able to. So and I was literally going to reach out to you and be like, what am I doing wrong here?
It doesn't let you drag any of the corners.
No, it's not. I do not know what's going on there. So
interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Tyler too.
Once you have to click the screen. So after you click edit, you have to click the draft board, and then the squares in the corner should pop up. I don't know.
I know it's driving me crazy too. So this is something I've wanted to figure out. Hold on, let me scroll down though, just to
looks good. Oh, Michael Mayer, 17th round. He's on the rise. You gotta get him now. He's gonna be in the 12th round by end of July. Haven't seen a Mayer pick in a while.
Sorry, it's funny. I will play with it. I will play with this. The next time you're on, Pat, we will have the bigger screen. I promise you.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Truly.
I heard you and Andrew and the boys talking yesterday in your about your hopefully 24-hour stream coming up and getting some guests for that. That's exciting on the horizon. Hopefully.
Oh yeah. I like his idea of 24 guests, 24 hours, but like
he did.
I don't know if I could bribe someone in the dirty of the night of 3 and 4 a.m.
Hey, and Andrew, Justin, I will come on for you if you need it. So.
At 3, oh man, I would just feel dirty asking someone.
Now Tolbert fell back to us here.
I think it's worth the bring back. Like,
okay. I mean, I just
16%er for you. Who am I to say no? Don't get your guys. Who am I?
I love the Dallas Cowboys passing game, and I'm not going to leave out a wide receiver 3 on one of the highest volume passing offenses, and had the most passing touchdowns. So just, and then I think the contingent value there, if there are any injuries to the other 2, hope there's not, because I have plenty of Lamb and Cooks. So
I know. Not
I always
a
hate
bad
talking
leverage
about the
piece.
contingent value because I'm like, I don't want to talk about it because I have plenty of the actual starter.
Are you worried about the other two guys getting a little bit of steam in Dallas, Flournoy and it was Jalen Brooks?
Yeah, and that's going to be something obviously like we'll know a lot more here in a couple weeks, So, at this time of year, I'm going with, the guy that's been there and doing that. But yeah, I mean, it's something that I'll obviously pump the brakes on and then just be sad about my 16%. But
I think it's fine. Like he split time with Gallup last year, so
right. Okay, so
even if he's splitting with one of those other guys, I think it's completely fine.
So we're looking at Tank Bigsby.
Estimate.
You like Estimate?
Save the day with the Roshan Estimate double tap at the end of the draft. 2682.
2682. And I got some guys that I'm a little lower on.
This running back room sick. Venmo's on the way.
No Venmo needed. We'll make finals and we'll split it then. We'll split it then when we make the finals, Noel Fan was in chat. We'll look at his team really quick. What time does your stream start, Pat?
9:45. We got 11 minutes. Got plenty of time.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure, being respectful and be sure to go straight from there over to Fantasy Dog Pound right there. And Pat will be ripping more drafts and I'll probably jump in one with you over there. So,
but gonna try to do 3 BBMs. We'll see.
Wow. Okay. So 4 drafts in a row for you tonight. I like that.
Yeah.
Are you going to crack any? I know you sometimes crack some of your beers over there. Are you going to crack any or have you cracked one yet?
We got the special. We got the special tonight here.
Ooh, you're drinking whiskey?
This was the Fanspeak special today.
I love it. I forgot to pour a bourbon for myself tonight, and
damn, I had you covered. That's why the team came out so nice. Exactly. One of us had to be on it. So
exactly. Oh man, I can't believe that. I was traveling back to Baltimore today. I was discombobulated.
Travel days are tough.
Travel days are tough, so I didn't pour myself my bourbon, which I had the last Friends of Best Ball, and so. Okay. So we also have, looks like, Justin was in chat. We have my roster Iceman is in the draft. First time with you guys. Great to see you, Tom. Be sure to like and subscribe. We appreciate it. Tyler was in the draft where I was drinking bourbon. He was like stacking his seltzers or whatever.
Oh,
so yeah, we were hitting the sauce hard. So I believe he's working on a boozy live stream as well. Maybe, I don't know, 12 hours, 24 hours. Andrew and I are talking about that for August. So there's going to be a lot of, I think, fun boozy live streams going on in August, Pat. This is exciting.
Hell yeah.
All right. And hopefully a lot of people will be using Best Ball Overlay. Use code Fanspeak. Get it for $20 a month. Let's run through the teams quick. What do you think of our finish here? 2682, Hurts, Cousins, Connor, Brian Robinson, Singletary, Sharps, Roshan Johnson, Estime, AJ Brown, Marv, Tank Dell, Odunze, Curtis Samuel, Josh Downs, McMillions, Tolbert as the bring back, Pitts, and Henry.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a balanced, well-correlated team. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't end up advancing, like, you gave this team the best shot with the current news early July.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I like it. I got some exposure to some guys I don't typically have gotten. So that's great. I think I believe they said it was the one spot or Iceman. And I believe earlier in the draft, I believe someone said they were in the one spot. So Gear of DFS did a 3-4-9-2. So we've got Bryce Young, Drake May, Gardner Minshew. So waited on QB, we got CMC, Kyron, Derrick Henry, Pacheco. So he did the hyper fragile, this is the right time of year to do.
Here it is.
Deontay Johnson,
like this team's strong.
Cortland Sutton, Romeo Doubs, Polk, Xavier Legette, Mark Moody. Okay. Douglas, Trey Tucker, Dalton Kincaid, and Michael Mayer. What do you think?
Go up to the QBs again. Go up to the QBs.
So it was Minshew, May, and Bryce Young.
Okay.
And so Stacks, he's got Deontay Johnson, he's got Polk, he's got Legette, he's got Pop Douglas, Trey Tucker.
It's well correlated.
Yeah, so he stacked them up.
The first receiver being Deontay Johnson's tough.
Yeah. And I think
It's
you also did, and
tough.
I think if you're going to do
But
the elite, or what I've done when I've done the hyper fragile is I've waited on tight. I'm definitely doing a late round tight end build,
I,
and he took
I
Dalton.
like the player prototypes that he brings in. He brings in Leggett, potentially he gets the double stack too with Bryce, which is fun. But definitely
Yeah.
needed 9 receivers. I guess he only, yeah, I'm good with it. It's just, man, that's like close. It's close to a 0 wide receiver build you can get. It's just when I evaluate my own teams, if I'm weaker in more than one position, and I think receiver there might be obviously a little weaker. First one off the board is Deontay, but QB's also on the weaker side for the room. That's when I say I may have made a mistake somewhere in this draft, and let me try to go find it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's go to
Very
Noel.
strong at RB though.
Yeah.
Very
Oh, yeah.
strong.
Yeah. And hey, if this is a year, the thing I'm messing with the hyperfragile, and especially this time of year, is if this is a year where the early RBs stay healthy and a lot of them are in good spots and you're getting them at falling value to get smashed 3 or 4 of them, hey, you never know. Could be tap back to hyperfragile. So I would say mix those builds.
There's just so many early receivers in those first 4 rounds that it's hard to replicate their production. So it'll be interesting, but very strong.
Yeah.
Probably filling the flex at running back.
Oh, 100%.
Every week, even though he has 9
I think
receivers.
when you're doing the hyper fragile, it has to be, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's check out Noel fan. We've got team. 2. Yeah, no, definitely interesting. I do like mixing up the strategies just for fun. But we got a 2-5-8-3 here. So we got Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy. That's strong quarterbacks. James Cook, David Montgomery. We got Najee, Jaleel, J.K. Dobbins, Jamar Chase, Deebo Samuel, Mike Evans, Christian Kirk, Brandon Cooks, Parasol, Troy Franklin, Boyd, mix some young and old there, Goddard, and the guy Jatavion Sanders, MKE. See that? You got the old JT stack there. But this seems very well correlated too. I like this a lot. I feel like this is a strong team.
Was it a single stack with Burrow?
I do believe it's just Chase, and then Debo with Purdy. Oh, and he's also got Pearsall with Purdy.
Nice. Yeah. I love those double stacks with the pocket passing
with pocket passers. Yeah.
So if I could try to get Burton, maybe even tight end 3 is like Gesicki or something.
And you've got the couple running back bringbacks, David Montgomery with Purdy, Jaleel with Burrow.
It's a nice team and well balanced.
I like it.
Well balanced.
Okay, Deludo, we got a 2-5-8-3 here. A-Rich, Kyler Murray. I need to definitely get some more Kyler. You got JP, Kenneth Walker, Raheem Mostert, Blake Corum, Khalil Herbert. Then you've got Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Keenan Allen, Jacoby Myers, Gabe Davis, Demarcus Robinson, Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch, and Trey McBride, Luke Musgrave, Johnny Woods. So easy now. It's all fun reviewing these teams because I can now easily see the stack. So he's stacked up. A-Rich, he's got, let's see, who does he got with A-Rich? Or is that naked? I know he's got Jelani. He's got Jelani with A-Rich, and he's got a triple stack with Kyler. He's got McBride, Dortch, and Wilson. And he's got bring back and like Demarcus Robinson. I thought I saw a Cup, obviously. Corum. So it really brought it back with the Rams there. Really strong week 17 Arizona Rams.
Yeah.
Thoughts on this?
Two fun QBs too, rushing upside on both.
Yeah. Big upside team on this one. Let's see here. Iceman is the one that he said is new to the chat. Welcome. And again, thank you for joining us. 3573. This was the build that got me to the finals the 1 year. So I have a strong place in my heart for the 3573. And Andrew said it was his finals team last year, 3573.
A little bias showing, Meg.
All right. Exactly. Jaden Daniels, Matthew Stafford, Will Levis. I think you balance out like the rushing upside with the kind of the pocket passers too. And Levis has a little rushing upside himself too. So then we've got Bijan, Jonathan Brooks, DeAndre Swift, Tajay Spears, Ty Chandler, Devonta Smith, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, Calvin Ridley, Christian Watson, Luke McCaffrey, Zay Jones, Pat Freiermuth, Cole Kmet, and Colby Parkinson. So yeah, it looks like everything's stacked up. I see some bringbacks as well. I think this is a strong team as well. We got a strong room here, Pat.
Yeah, looks good to me.
And then, yes, I think we have 1 or 2 more here. I know we got Frank and Yeah, I don't think Super Monkey was in the chat. So this is Justin's team. Again, check out Andrew Justin's show from last night. 2682, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott. Oh, what a quarterback room there. Chase Brown, Austin Eckler, Vidal, Hubbard, Antonio Gibson, Damian
I like the
Pierce.
Gibson click for this team.
Yeah. And then Garrett Wilson, Nico Collins, T. Higgins, Hollywood Brown, Chris Godwin, Khalil Shakir, Rashad Bateman, Slayton, Ferguson, and Bowers. So yeah, no, I like this team a lot as well. I mean, to start those two quarterbacks, that's one where I would definitely be happy with too.
I love that combo of Josh Allen and Dak. Dak at 107. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, look
Did
at
anyone
that
see
value
with their own eyes? Like
and
the red zone.
He's able to get
the red zone efficiency was awesome from Dak last season.
Oh, my favorite bet was betting Dak 303 or 304 and having laddering that. It was so fun because they were just throwing at such a high rate at the end of the year. So fun. Yeah. No, I like that team a lot, Justin. And then let's go to our guy Frank's team. So we got 2583. Tua, Deshaun Watson, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Ramondre Stevenson, Jerome Ford, Elijah Mitchell, Drake London, Jalen Waddle, Pittman, Cooper, Rashee Rice, Dotson, Roman Wilson, Malik Washington, David Njoku, Jonnu Smith, and Isaiah Likely.
Yeah, 204. Likely 204 is insane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Insane. Wow. Over 20 spots there. But yeah, no, I like this team as well. And, all these guys are using the overlay well, because they're getting those stacks. They're getting that correlation.
a lot of EV being added into every team's draft. And I mean, that's, if you're lucky to advance, you just hope that is what puts you over the hump. Those little minis or that little game stack week 16.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Pat says many cool updates coming. Best Ball Overlay. Check it out, bestballoverlay.com. Use code Fanspeak. Get that for just $20 a month with code Fanspeak. We appreciate Pat coming on. We have to let him go. Go over to the Fantasy Dog Pound on YouTube. I'm going to jump in with drafts in there too. I love it. Pat, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us. I just have to let the good man go here so he can go rip 3 more drafts, you said, right?
Yeah, up to 3. It's going to depend on a like goal. We're going to be bribing the crowd like crazy. So,
well, I again, sincerely to the new people, thank you so much for joining us. Please like and subscribe and continue to join us 4 live drafts a week. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I'll see you over in the Fantasy Dog Pound streets. And
here's a tip.
Yeah.
Here's a tip. Join the BBM draft now if you want to get in the stream draft.
Okay. All right. Well, we're
+6.
There you go. All right. We will see you guys next time.